it's not fair. I've heard that a lot over the last 48 hours. See, 2 days ago my doctors called and told me that I have melanoma for the third time. I'm going to be fine. We caught it really early and I'm very lucky. But it's frustrating to think about having to deal with this over and over again in my life. People keep saying it's not fair. And it really made me think about how we always say it's not fair, and then somebody says, well, life's not fair. Like that's the answer. I started to wonder if there is an answer. And it got me thinking about my two nieces. They like to play the game Chutes and Ladders. And one of them will always say to the other, that's not fair. You're cheating. It made me realize that when they say that to one another, what they're saying is, you broke the rules. I know the rules to this game and you broke them, and that's not fair. Well, life doesn't have any rules. Life never made any rules about being fair or not being fair. So is it really unfair if life didn't promise us any rules in the first place? There may not be any rules about life, but there are rules about getting through a struggle like this in a smart way. One of the first ones is not to dwell. You can't help but think about it. I'm thinking about cancer right now. But don't dwell. Tonight, I'm going to put on a nice dress and I'm going to go give a talk at an event. I'm getting my work done. You have to think about it. It would be unrealistic to say don't think about it. But try not to put your brain on that auto loop where it's all you can think about it, because that's dwelling and that just magnifies the problem in your mind. Try not to dwell. Another thing to do if you want to struggle smart, my dad taught me to expect the best but be prepared for the worst. That was his way of saying to balance optimism and realism. When you're prepared for the worst, you put together your contingency plan, but then you stick it in your back pocket. I've got mine. I already have the best doctors from the first time, but I've now got a list of questions and what does this mean that it came back a third time, and what does the research say, and I'm doing my research and I have my questions. I'm prepared. But I can put those away and not worry about them until it comes time to ask those questions and deal with those situations. And what I can do is put my focus now on expecting the best. Not being overly optimistic, but just expecting the best. Because I know I'm prepared for the worst. Expect the best, but be prepared for the worst. That's what my dad always said, and it's always worked for me. Life doesn't have any rules, but getting through a challenge like this, any kind of struggle or crisis time, there actually are rules about the way you can do that smart. Life isn't fair, and it's going to feel unfair for all of us. But that's what I'm going to do, and I hope it helps you too.